Salute, salute, salute. Bow. Nocturnal, man, what's happening? Real quick video, then I'm get out the way. The title is sort of a conclusion. It's a third piece. Why I'm picking ERROL Spence. And this is kind of the final thought, the final video. I'm not going to really come back to this topic. I'm going to talk about ERROL Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford when we get closer to the fight. If we see any new improvement, new interviews with new information, when we get to press conferences, when we get to anything like all access, and then when we get to the weigh-in, and then, you know what I'm saying, a fight prediction. That's it. Because I'm not gonna make videos every day, all day, talking about Spence versus Crawford. I've been there and I already done that. Okay. I made a video why I'm picking ERROL Spence, part 1. And in that video, I gave Terrence Bud Crawford as much credit and much respect as possible. That shit's out the way. So I ain't got to keep talking about how great Terrence Bud Crawford is. I'm picking ERROL Spence. My second video, for everybody that's a little slow and need to kind of catch up, my second video, why I'm picking ERROL Spence part 2, I spent that whole video saying all the negative shit I done heard over the years about ERROL Spence. All the bullshit, all the negative shit about ERROL Spence. I put all that shit out there already. I'm not going to spend all day long talking about all the negative shit about ERROL Spence. It's already out there in the universe, in the boxing YouTube universe. All the negative shit you can hear about ERROL Spence is already out there. That's me just putting that out the way, because I done heard all of it before. I done heard all the, he's a drunk, he ain't got no foot speed, he ain't got no defense, he don't keep his move, he don't move his head off the line. You know what I'm saying? I done heard all that shit. I done heard how great Bud is. I done heard how terrible ERROL Spence is. I done heard how great ERROL Spence is, and I done heard how terrible Bud is. I done heard all of that shit. I'm not gonna talk about this shit no more. My point is, I'm picking ERROL Spence. And I'm picking ERROL Spence despite all the shit you done heard about, how unskilled and how one-dimensional he is and how undisciplined he is. I'm picking ERROL Spence regardless of all that shit. I heard it. I hear people saying it. I know the resume breakdown on both sides of the equation. I'm picking ERROL Spence regardless of how great Terrence Bud Crawford resume is, regardless of how trash you think ERROL Spence resume is, regardless of how trash you think Terrence Bud Crawford resume is, or regardless of how great you think ERROL Spence welterweight resume is. All that shit is irrelevant to me. I'm picking ERROL Spence because I think he's better. To be simple, I think ERROL Spence is better than Terrence Bud Crawford. So when they fight, the best man will win. I think that's going to be ERROL Spence. I'm not going to sit here and break down all the styles, who has the better hand speed and foot speed, and who works off the better angles, and who has the better reflexes, and who has the most power, and who has the better resume, and who has the better chin, and who has the better inside game and mid-range game, and who can, you know, I'm not going to sit here and try to break down every single molecule of these fighters from head to toe. It's already been done. We talked about who has the advantage in power, age, experience, heart, kahunas, IQ, ring generalship, defense responsibility, who has the best chin, who has the fastest hand speed, who has the hardest punches, who has the better uppercut, who has the better right hook, who has the better jab, who has the better shovel punch, who has the better kidney punch, liver shot, who has the better, but we talked about all that, who has the, you know what I'm saying? We've had this shit been broken down, and it's already, all they got to do now is fight. And when they fight, I'm picking Errol Spence. It's very simple and plain. There's no need to explain what's already understood. I'm picking Errol Spence because I'm picking Errol Spence. So all the shit that people gonna say about Yordenis Ugas, or Sean Porter, or Kell Brook, or Lamont Peterson, or Yuriorkis Gamboa, or Gitas Kavalaskis, or David Avanesian, or Danny Garcia, or, you know what I'm saying, whoever else you want to pick out of their resumes and break down their resumes and who they didn't fought and who they didn't beat. That shit can go on and on. You see these fucking trees all around me? That's like sitting here trying to fucking pick out every single branch and then break down every single branch and then break down every single branch. I'm not gonna do that shit. Motherfucker, I'ma cut down the whole tree. That's what I do, because y'all don't even know my channel. You can go back and see. That's what I do. A lumberjack. I will cut this shit down. And that's what I think Errol Spence gonna do. I think he gonna break him down. So when it comes down to the fight, not all this back and forth arguing over or flipping coin if it's gonna land on the heads or the tails. When they two sides of the same coin. I ain't gotta talk about what Terrence Bud Crawford did his whole life in and outside the ring, his parents and his kids and his journey and his, you know, relationship with Bo Mack, and I ain't gotta talk about Derek James, and I ain't gotta talk about Errol Spence and his background and his childhood, and, you know what I'm saying, what school he went to and how he learned how to ride a bike and when to training. I ain't gotta talk about all that insignificant shit. There's other great channels that's gonna be doing all of that. To name a few, every day, The Real Marlo TV. I look forward to watching every single video that he released. Go check him out. Contender Regime Boxing. He gonna break this shit down every fucking day. Boss Hog K-Po, he gonna break it down every single day. D-Town Boxing, he gonna break this shit down. If you wanna look at it from a historical point of view and look at all the history and the roots of these trees, go to OG Blood Boxing. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna get deep into the fight as far as style matchups and film study, go to Boxing Gyms, GEMS, Boxing Gyms. Go check him out. Go subscribe to his channel. Tell him Nocturnal sent you. There's great channels out there that's gonna spend a lot of time breaking down this fight, and I salute them. Wow! But I'm not gonna do that. I put my piece out there. I think Terrence Bud Crawford is great. I think Errol Spence is greater when it comes to who's gonna win inside the ring. You understand me? Right? Now, past that, like I said, if anything changes my mind, it'll be from what I see in shit that's gonna happen in the future, not shit that didn't happen in the past. So when I watch They All Access, if I see anything that make me think differently, then I'll come out and say that. If I see anything differently when they do their interviews and they face-to-face, if I look at their energy and their body language, if I see anything that makes me change my mind, then I come out and say that. But until anything new comes out, I'm not gonna go back over 4 or 5 years of regurgitated shit and sop it back up and then regurgitate it again. I'm not gonna do that. Terrence Bud Crawford, salute. He been getting a proper salute from me, in all honesty. And Errol Spence, salute. But I've been criticizing Errol Spence every time I see him fucking up. Whenever I seen Errol Spence fucking up, I would make a video kicking him in his ass like, stop fucking up, boy. You the truth. You the future. What is you doing? You fucking up. So I'm going to criticize Errol Spence when he fucking up. And he had fucked up a couple of times. But when he got his shit together and he on point, I think he unstoppable. A motherfucking juggernaut. So I salute Errol Spence. You on your way. Kid, youngin, all these dudes, all these boxers that I'm talking about, all of them none of them gonna be old as some of these. Like, OG is old, man. OG Blood Boxing old. I'm middle aged. I'm 43 years old. I'm not gonna be talking to none of these present day boxers like I can learn anything from them. They all in their 20s and they all in their young 30s. I got 10, 13, 14, 20 years on these people. I don't look up to them. I don't look down at them because I respect them in their sport. But I don't look up to them. I don't idolize them. So when they fuck up, I can criticize them. When they doing something that deserves a salute, I salute them. As men, every man should get saluted from. Any man that recognizes another man should give him a proper salute. And any man that respects another man but seeing them fuck up should be like, hey man, your skirt is showing a little bit, man. You slipping. Get your shit together. Tighten up your belt. Lace up your boots. Get your head back in the game. Okay? Understand? That's the third video. That's the third reason. That's why I'm picking Errol Spence. So take your mind out of the goldfish attention span of maybe 30 seconds, maybe 3 minutes. I give you 3 minutes attention span. Watch this video from 11. It's 11 minutes. I'm gonna make it 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Pay attention to the whole video, and then you will understand. I'm picking Errol Spence to win.